everyone. This evening, I, Khushi Juneja, shall walk you through the Foundation Day lectureship series of Youth India, Abhyudaya. Abhyudaya, which means a new beginning, is a true fit for what we have in store for you today. Just like the last year, this Foundation Day also marks a new beginning for the startups, projects, and events of Youth India. I am glad that you all have joined us today for a very special occasion. We have planned an amazing and insightful evening for all of you, so quickly ask your friends to join us. For those of you who are already watching us, let us know what are you feeling about the event in the comment section. It's active now. The Youth India team has finally made it here after a wonderful journey of 2 amazing years. We have today called up very special guests for all of you and have planned cultural performances as well. So to have a fun evening, call all your friends and be ready to enjoy. Youth India Foundation has had more than 100 youth projects and has had two triumphant years. It's now time for yet another feather to be added to the crown. YIF envisions to promote various other brand new startups and help provide never ending support to the youth of the country. Constructive feedback is in the spring of our feet. It guarantees excellence. We request you all to kindly share your views in the comment box. Without further ado, let us begin with a brief introduction to Youth India Foundation. We began Youth India with 4 members and have since grown to over 7,000 members and still counting. Youth India is a social entrepreneurship platform where the nation's youth come together to form an organization that focuses on development, funding, and implementation solutions to social, cultural, and environmental issues. As you all might know, the organization is run solely by a group of young college students from over many colleges nationwide. We make a living from what we get, but we make a life from what we give, is the mission behind our success. Youth India Foundation envisions a future for India in which aspiring youth use their optimum potential to make their goals a reality. Since 2020, YIF has celebrated this day as Foundation Day to commemorate the inception of this everlasting and fulfilling journey. We are extremely grateful to have our special guests, Mr. V.K. Pandian and Mr. Sam Pitroda, for amplifying the cause and also boosting our morale with their gracious presence today. Mr. V.K. Pandian is the 5T Secretary and the Secretary to Odisha CM Shri Naveen Patnaik. He is a stellar Indian Administrative Service Officer and is also the proud recipient of the coveted FIH President's Award. Our next guest, Mr. Sam Pitroda, is a prominent name in India in the field of telecommunications and IT, and also regarded as the father of Indian IT and telecom revolution. He has been an advisor to two Prime Minister, late Shri Rajiv Gandhi and Dr. Manmohan Singh, among many others. We have lined up a range of colorful performances for you all to embellish the occasion. So without any further ado, let's start with the event. To begin with the event, we shall be having our founder and chairman of Youth India Foundation, Subhankar Nanda sir, for the opening address to our audience and chief guests. Starting from a team of 4 to building an organization working in more than 7 states, 70 college chapters, 15 social entrepreneurship startups, and 700 plus events, he has been really intent on making this world a better place for all. He has always motivated us to give our best. Always focus on permanent solutions, not temporary relief. This is the mantra which keeps us all going. Shubhankar has always been service oriented and has an experience of working on massive projects leading them to success since his school days. He is also an exemplary student of IIT Madras and University of Delhi. It is my pleasure to introduce and invite him today. Sir, please enlighten us with your pearls of wisdom.
Thank you, Kushi, for the wonderful introduction. I can't say that I deserve all those words, but I humbly accept. So, good evening to everyone present over here. It makes me very, very happy to be telling you that we are celebrating our second Foundation Day, Abhyudaya, a new beginning, which is an apt name for this event that we are doing today. Now, I will not be taking much of your time because we have much greater people than me over here to tell you regarding uh, really, really interesting topics or interesting case studies which drive what Youth India strives for, right? So, first of all, I will be talking a little bit about our organization. Youth India Foundation is a social entrepreneurship platform, a platform which was meant not only to create impact to society but also create an impact for the people working over there. As a college student, when I was 19, I started this organization with my co-founders, Anis, Sangram, and Pushne, both all these people being my school friends. We always wanted to create something that could help out a lot of people and also help the people who are working within it. And we found this in the college time. When we entered the college, we found out that a lot of students are able to get into clubs or societies or chapters which are like improvising their skill or creating a better skill set for them in a specialized arena, let's say singing, dancing, or something. But there is no dedicated society or chapter which only focuses on creating a real time environment where what happens is they get to learn how they need to work in a corporate environment. They get the required skills for it. And most importantly, they create the network to move through a corporate environment. Then, moving on, we found out a lot of startups coming up in this age. But a lot of them do not have a scalable or a sustainable vision, because most of them are focused on driving easy money at this point of time, that how it can be raised through valuations, how it can be raised very quickly. But we need to create responsible, accountable, and sustainable startups. And lastly, we wanted to do something for the societies. So, to create a social impact, we wanted to ensure that we create a permanent solution instead of a temporary relief. And that we found out was not possible via social service only. Through years in this country, we have seen that enterprises, corporates, and top tier companies are able to donate the maximum to CSR. And these are companies which are standing out there for creating some social good because of the revenue that they generated. So we thought, why not create such companies which equally focus on social impact and revenue? And that's what we call social enterprises. So over here right now at Youth India, we are present with 70 college chapters with more than 7,000 to 8,000 working members now, and at least more than 15,000 to 20,000 plus members who have worked in the last 2 years and have gotten benefit from the services of our organization. We ensure that we take people in five important departments, which are HR, IT, marketing, PR, and finance, out of which the student can choose any one of their choice and also can very easily transfer from one department to other and learn the skills over there. Then organize events at the college level, understand how revenue is generated, understand how a team works, and then finally this funds that they're generating, we save a portion of those funds and we ensure that it can be utilized for funding their own socially impactful startups or social enterprises. And these startups are grown entirely with the money that is generated together by the community. We do not want to charge the students of anything. We are ensuring, or we do not want the students to even have a penny to be invested from their own end. We ensure that it's done through the community's money. So over here, what we have made is we have made entrepreneurship accessible as well. We have made leadership accessible as well. So it doesn't matter from what background you come, you can get a chance over here at Youth India. So we always say this: we might not have everything for everyone, but we for sure have something for everyone. So that's what Youth India Foundation is all about in concept. And keeping that concept in mind, we are operating in 7 states right now with 70 college chapters. We are grooming 15 startups, and I'll just be naming a couple of startups. Our startups are mostly focused on two main objectives in which we believe that permanent relief can be achieved or permanent solutions can be achieved. And that is number one, either it works on employment, that means it works on employing the people from the marginalized communities, or education, educating the people from the marginalized communities. Because these two things totally sustain a person throughout their whole life. So, talking a little about some of our startups, one is Your Friend. Your Friend over here takes a very deep issue which is regarding mental health. we ensure that we provide a skilled amount or a trained amount of people from the college only to assess and find out how these people are, like some people whosoever is suffering from some mental difficulty are able to access them on social media platforms. And these people are able to assess what is the difficulty that they have, and they try to solve it at that level for free of cost. Then if we find out and analyze and see that yes, if this person needs some help, then we have a trained skilled psychologists at our board who can totally take up that case at the most minimal prices possible, starting from 200 rupees per hour. Now, this is a really, really landmark initiative. In 2020 itself, it was regarded as one of the best mental health startups by Fortis Group. Then, talking about our second startup, which is eSchool. eSchool focuses on ensuring that we can digitize rural to suburban schools and ensure that we digitize every process in it, and focuses on reducing the cost of digital education to 10 rupees per student per month. Talking about the third startup is Youth India Placement Cell, which focuses on reducing the gap or dissonance between first year to third tier colleges and top tier to small scale companies in joining the organized recruitment sector to ensure that they can bridge the gap between supply and demand in the employment arena. So now these are just three examples which I gave you. We have 12 more which are working right now as I speak, and more startups coming in every month from the students itself. All of these startups have some or the other achievement, have been inaugurated by really, really great people. Today, also in our event, we are having one startup which is getting inaugurated, that is the Youth India IT Solutions. We'll be hearing about it later. So, what do we have for you in today's event? Youth India consistently focuses on inspiring the people and creating or leading by an example. So every time we call people over here, there are people who are close to us, the people who I personally am inspired by, or our team is personally inspired by. And we focus on ensuring that these people are able to lead by example, and they are also able to inspire by the examples that they have created. So we have two really, really wonderful guests over here. Number one, we have Mr. V.K. Pandian, who's the 5T secretary and the secretary to CM Shri Naveen Patnaik in the government of Odisha. And I would also like to mention why it is so important and honor and a privilege to have Pandian sir with us today is because it's the first time he's appearing in an event of this kind, and it is with us, the Youth India Foundation. Pandian sir will be talking about Odisha's transformation under the 5T Citizen Charter. And just like Youth India, how we focus on permanent solutions, 5T is also an example and also a really, really mass or a big implementation scheme which has ensured that the citizens and the systems in the government are transformed entirely, and it focuses more on creating a citizen centric government policy. And we'll be hearing about it later on, and it's going to totally ensure that all of you will get to know how much innovation can be done in the policy sector, in the public administration sector, and how you guys can also imbibe that in your lives. Secondly, we have Mr. Sam Pitroda over here. He has been a former advisor to PM, and he's regarded as the father of Indian IT and telecom revolution. It is a true honor to have such living legend here with us. And I could not be much happier that I have these two individuals gracing the second Foundation Day occasion of Youth India. Further on, we will be continuing with the lecture series and we'll be having more and more guests with us. And today, we are also delighted to announce Mr. Pitroda will also be inaugurating our Youth India IT Solution startup. And there is no one better than him to inaugurate the same. And he will also be felicitating some of Youth India's meritorious people and answering some questions. And you will also, of course, be getting a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, and you guys are extremely lucky to be witnessing the lecture that is being delivered by Mr. V.K. Pandian. So I would request you all to go through the full event and ensure that you can take the best of what is being given by these people over here. And I hope that our organization, our members, especially for whom this event is being done, they get the maximum benefit from this by getting the chance to interact with such great individuals. We have also, as usual, we ensure that we have a lot of lively cultural performances. And in light of these two individuals who are either working in Odisha or who have been born and brought up in Odisha, like Mr. Sam Pitroda, we must ensure that we pay homage to the culture through cultural performances that we have presented today. You'll be hearing about it from the anchors soon. And most importantly, with this event, I would like to announce that Youth India is spreading its wings and expanding internationally into 4 countries this year, along with ensuring that creating more than 70 startups by the next year. And that is a huge target that is put in front of us, but we will be taking it on with that much amount of confidence and that much amount of gusto. So, without any further ado, I would like to begin this event on this humble note. And I would like to thank again to every single person who joined today, to every single person who's viewing this event today and will be viewing it later on. And that's all that I can say. Thank you, and please enjoy the event.
Thank you, Shubhankar. It was really a treat listening to you. Now, I would like to move on to the first cultural performance of the evening. As our chairman and both the speakers are so connected to Odisha from their heart, we have Sthiti Padma Das here with us, who is going to perform a beautiful rendition of Bhakta Silaviga's poem Ahe Neela Sela, which is a devotional song dedicated to Lord Jagannath. Sthiti Padma, a resident of Cuttack, is the daughter of music composer and singer Sushil Chandra Das and Saila Baladas. The 21-year-old girl was a student of Utkal Sangeet Mahavidyalaya, and now she is in the prestigious Miranda House of Delhi University. She has made it to the top 30 qualifiers of popular music show Saregamapa and also top 12 of Youth India's flagship music event Fitur. Siti Padma herself, being a sincere devotee of Lord Jagannath, couldn't have been a better fit for performing the rendition. So without having to wait further, let's listen to Siti's performance.
Jai Shri Jagannath. First of all, I'd like to thank Youth India Foundation and all the viewers for joining us today. I'd also like to thank Youth India Foundation's founder, Subhankar Nanda, and the whole team for giving me this golden opportunity to perform on their second foundation day, Abhyudaya, a new beginning, in front of the esteemed chief guests, Shri V.K. Pandian sir, 5T Secretary Government of Odisha, and Shri Pitroda sir, former advisor to PM, father of Indian IT and Telecom revolution. Apar ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ आशीर्वाद सह आज मु आहे नीଳ ଶୈଳ गाया ପାଇଁ କି ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଛି आशा କରୁଛି ଆପଣ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଭଲ ଲାଗିବ प्रणाम।
you, Stiti, for the wonderful performance. It truly must have touched everyone's hearts, irrespective of regional boundaries. Now, moving on to our first chief guest and speaker of the evening, Shri V.K. Pandian. Pandian sir was born in Madurai, a university champion in 800 meter and 1500 meter. He did his graduation from the Agricultural College and Research Institute in Madurai and post-graduation from the reputed Indian Agricultural Research Institute in Delhi before clearing the IAS examination. A fitness freak, he is up at 4 a.m. for his rigorous fitness regimen. His discipline, hard work, clarity of vision, and never say die attitude is pushing Odisha towards greater heights every single day. Under his able guidance, the state has successfully transformed in many sectors, including healthcare, education, IT infrastructure, sports, tourism, and many more. Pandian sir is an epitome of inspiration and motivation to all of us. In his decades of service, sir has always set benchmarks for the kind of service being provided to the people of Odisha and has always stood out as an exceptional officer. I would also like to take a moment and inform our viewers that it is a true honor and privilege to have him here, and more so because it is Sir's first appearance in an event of this nature, and it is with us, the Youth India Foundation, for our Foundation Day to present his lecture on the 5P Citizen Charter, which is being implemented in Odisha. This also shows the amount of attachment she has for the youth and their development for creating inspirational leaders of the future. The excitement that we have amongst our organization and all our viewers is enough to represent the amount of love and affection we have for him. Keeping the spirits high, I now request Mr. V.K. Pandian to kindly enrich our minds with his lecture on the implementation, achievements, and future plans of the 5P in Odisha.
Odisha's transformation from a state known for mishandling disasters to a state which has set global benchmarks in disaster management and known for saving thousands of people during every disaster, awarded by the United Nations. From a state known for acute poverty to a state known for the fastest pace which poverty has been reduced in Asia. From a state that was dependent on other states for its own food security to a state that plays a major role in the food security of the country. We are the third largest contributor of rice to the public distribution system in the country. A state which was known for practicing primitive agriculture to a state, perhaps the only state in the country which has doubled farmers' income in the last 10 years. A state which was not able to pay salary for its own employees to the only state in the country which has a revenue surplus budget and invests maximum GDP in developmental programs. These are some of the glimpses of the transformational journey Odisha has undertaken under the visionary leadership of Shri Naveen Patnaik, the Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha. These are all huge transformations impacting almost every life in the state and beyond. It is this quest for transformation in every sphere that made our beloved CM to come up with his governance model, the 5P model of governance. Friends, I welcome you all to the start presentation on 5T initiatives of Odisha. Transformation is larger than change. Transformation is faster than change. Transformation is more qualitative than change. In public service or in public spaces, effecting transformation is a huge challenge both for government and administration. And this is where Shri Naveen Patnaik's theory of 5T involving 4 dimensions of governance comes handy. The 4 dimensions are transparency. Whenever public money is involved, the topmost criteria in discharge of a public service is transparency. So the first T is transparency. The next T is technology. Use the best of technology to reach out to the people. So technology is the next T. The third T is teamwork. One of the weak areas for any government or in public service is teamwork. So the Chief Minister emphasizes on teamwork. That is his third T. And the fourth T is time. One of the most neglected dimensions of governance is time. You can say a bridge was supposed to be completed in 2 years. It goes for third year, it goes for fourth year, it goes for fifth year. You take any huge public infrastructure projects. Most of them have a time overrun. When you have a time overrun, there is a cost overrun. There is an economic cost and a social cost to every time overrun in public facilities. So this is one more dimension which Honorable CM has given emphasis, the time. We do audit of financial services, but do we do a time audit, timeline audit? So that is one new dimension which Honorable CM put in this 5T. So through these 4 T's, transparency, technology, teamwork and time, how do we achieve transformation? This is what is 5T all about. I'll give some examples and explain how we are going ahead with this 5T. High schools are at the cutting edge of students' life. The future of a family, society, state and country are dependent on how good their high schools are. In a state like Odisha, where 75% of the students are dependent on government high schools, it is important that if the state has to be transformed, the high school education has to be transformed. That is why the Honorable Chief Minister decided to transform all the government high schools in the state of Odisha. It's also a fact that countries which wanted faster, smarter transformation invested heavily in high school education. Now we'll see how the 5T transformation is happening in the government high schools of Odisha.
पहला हमको सर मैंने चक और रजिस्टर रे पाठ पढ़ुले एबे हम स्मार्ट बोर्ड रे पढ़ुछु आ इंटरनेट रो बहुत नॉलेज पाई पारुछु।
वर्तमान आपनकर 5T जरिया रे हमर ई लाइब्रेरी हेची जे कोनोसी लेखक होंतु कवि होंतु तांकर बही गुडी को सहज रे उपलब्ध होई पारुचंती।
विज्ञान विभिन्न प्रकार शरीर पार्ट्स गुड़िक विभिन्न प्रकार उद्भिद यही सब जिनिस आमे देखि पारुछु एवं सहजरे मने मध्य रखि पारुछु।
आमर स्कूल छुआ मैंने राष्ट्रीय स्तर रे भी प्रतियोगिता मैंने भाग दी पारे बोली मोर आशा।
परिवेशटा पूरा एते आकर्षित और क्लासरूम मान को एते हमको आकर्षित कर दे जे छुट्टी दिन मान को भी पढ़िया मितान लागू जे।
पानी जल ठार आरंभ करी शौचालय सुव्यवस्था अच्छे।
Let me now explain how 5T principles are integrated in the school transformation. Transparency. Every process, every step was guided by integrity and transparency of the highest order. Whenever you involve community in a process and people's representatives, then transparency is taken care to a great extent. One of the topmost priorities for government in execution of this project was transparency, and we could achieve to a great deal by involving the community in the whole process. Next is teamwork. All the stakeholders were organically linked and involved by means of repeated trainings, by orientation programs, motivational talks, whether it is people's representatives, government functionaries, parent-teacher association, alumni association. Everyone had their roles and responsibilities cut out for this task, and they worked as a team. And this synergizes various stakeholders for faster and transparent execution of works. Like for example, you give a certain amount of fund to a particular school. Then the community, because the government has given so much funds, the community puts in its own funds. Then the Panchayat Raj representatives, Sarpanchas, Jilla Parishad members, they contribute some funds. And if there are some corporates nearby, they also were asked to mobilize. So like this, when teamwork happens, everyone chips in, both in terms of material as well as supervision. So the first point of transparency is also taken care of with this. Then the third T is technology. Education is a place where technology changes day in and day out. So our Honorable CM's direction was that we should use the best of technology, whether it is the smart classrooms, the e-libraries, our sports facilities. In every sphere, we should use the best of technology, and that was ensured. The next point is time. In 5T, whenever we start a project, the day we start the project, we also announce the date of completion of the project and inauguration of the project. When we started this second phase of high school transformation, it was somewhere in October, and the school orientation was done by the end of October, and we gave the target date as March 5th, Panchayat Raj Divas, for dedication of all the 1,000 odd schools which were taken up under high school transformation. It was a challenge which was taken up by the community. The entire team took it up, and all of you would be happy to know that on March 5th, in a matter of 4 or 4.5 months, more than 1,000 schools were transformed, and all the schools were dedicated in the next 10 days by the Honorable Chief Minister. This is a classic example of 5T, where transformation could happen in a short time by using all the principles of 5T: technology, teamwork, transparency, tight monitoring, time. This is how 5T school transformation is going on. In fact, more than 2,000 schools have been transformed so far in Odisha. We have a target to transform all the government high schools in the next 1.5 years, and we are on track for that. In a democracy, people are the masters, and every other organ, including government, is there to serve them. It is with this spirit, one more 5T initiative was started by Honorable Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik, that is the Mo Sarkar initiative. Mo Sarkar means my government. Every citizen should feel the government is his government. So the two aspects of Mo Sarkar are: any citizen who visits a government office, he should be treated with dignity. Any citizen who visits a government office, he should get a professional response from the government office. Professional response, I mean no corruption, no harassment. These are the two criteria which has been given to assess how a government office delivers public services. So, Mo Sarkar initiative was started in two government offices. One is the police station, where people at large go in distress condition. The other one is health institutions of the government, whether it is district headquarter hospital or sub-divisional headquarter hospital, hospitals network, where again people go with lot of distress. In this system, any citizen who goes to the government office, his mobile number is registered. Whatever service he has come to avail for, his mobile number is registered and put in a database automatically. Say for example, somebody goes to Kurda police station. Inspector in charge is not registering his or her mobile number. The citizen has an option of giving a missed call to the toll-free number and get himself registered in the database of Mo Sarkar. So once the citizen registers his number, either he registers himself or the office to which he has gone, the office gets it registered. So you have a database of numbers of people who have visited a particular office with all their details available in MoSarkar database. Step number 2 is, say for example, in Odisha about 10,000 odd people visit say 500 police stations in the state. So all their numbers are registered on this date at this whatever time they had gone. Their numbers are registered and it is available in the MoSarkar portal. This is accessible to the entire government network, starting from the Honorable Chief Minister, who also happens to be the Home Minister, the Chief Secretary, the DG Police, the IG Police, DIGs. So this entire network have access to this MoSarkar database. Every day, at least 10 phone calls are mandatory for everyone in the network to make directly to the citizen and ask for their feedback. These numbers are thrown out randomly by the system. Say for example, in a particular day, the Honorable Chief Minister makes 10 phone calls randomly, takes feedback from the citizen who has visited the police station. He asks for how are you treated in the police station, whether you are treated with dignity, whether you got a professional response from the police in the police station. How would you rank the services? Are you satisfied, happy or not satisfied? So that is marked. Based on this, you would know how a particular police station is functioning, because the numbers are completely random and we don't disclose from whom the feedback has come. In fact, MoSarkar is not a grievance redressal mechanism, but a feedback to know the satisfaction levels of people who visit government offices. So the same thing is done for health institutions. A patient visits a health institution, his number is registered. Randomly it's picked up by the Honorable Health Minister or the Chief Secretary or the Health Secretary. They make a call and ask, how was the treatment given to you? Are you satisfied? Were the medicines given properly to you, or you are asked to go outside for medicines? Were you allowed all the facilities in the government facility, or you are asked for tests outside? Or was there anyone who motivated you to go outside for private hospitals? So these are the questions which are asked, and based on that you get feedback about how that particular health institution is functioning. What do we do? If we get a good feedback, then generally the system generates a positive message and sends it to the institution, whether it is a police station or a hospital. The positive message is sent. Whenever we get a negative feedback about any institution, 5 or 6 more calls are made randomly for those other people who have gone to the same institution before an opinion is formed. So if the opinion is bad, the performance is not satisfactory, there are allegations of corruption or harassment, then tough action is taken against them. In fact, since Gandhi Jayanti, October 2nd of 2019, the entire system has made about 65 lakh phone calls. This covers almost all the departments of the government. In fact, from Chief Minister office alone, 28,000 calls have been made. Hundreds of inefficient and tainted officers or staff have been removed from service or sent on compulsory retirement. There is a huge change in the perception of the way government functions at cutting edge, whether it is Tehsil office or sub-register office or the RTO offices, any office which has a public interface or bought inside this, they are all put in the MoSarkar system, and through this feedback, either appreciation is given or tough action is taken against those who are not doing their jobs in a professional manner and don't treat citizens with dignity. So in MoSarkar, what is the transformation which we want to achieve? People are the soul of a democracy. All institutions exist for serving the people. All the staff are paid by people. This is a democracy. People own the government institutions and people are the masters of government servants. With this spirit, it is an empowerment initiative to treat every citizen visiting government institution with dignity and treat every issue in a professional and ethical manner. We all have been to government offices and we know what are the limitations in a government setup. So the transformation which the Honorable Chief Minister wants to achieve is to restore the fact that people are the masters in democracy and that all the institutions exist to serve them. For any government, one of the most crucial sectors is health. In health, we took a transformative target, that is to provide near universal health assurance to the people of Odisha. To quote in Honorable CM's words, because somebody is poor, they should not be deprived from saving their beloved ones. Money should never be a criteria to save a life. So with this transformative target, the state government came up with the scheme called Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana, in which almost 85% of the population is covered under this scheme. Generally, health initiatives are based on insurance models, where there will be an intermediary in the form of insurance companies. Here there is a change. Odisha went for an assurance model where there was no intermediary. It is directly between the government and the private hospitals who come into this fold. So in this Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana, 5T principles were involved. The transformative target, we all know about it, to provide health access, near universal health assurance to the people of Odisha. So what is the technology which was used? The Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana card is a futuristic smart card, swipe machines, iris detection, seamless accounting network, a technology backbone for fund reimbursement between the government and the private hospitals. Technology has been used to the hilt because you can imagine the kind of database which is being maintained now. It covers almost 3.6 crore population of Odisha. Then teamwork, government, private hospitals, NGOs, community-based organizations, people's representatives, all of them work in tandem, all of them work as a team to implement this Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana. Transparency. After every surgery or any intervention by any health facility, immediately a SMS is sent as regards how much money has been detected from the card. At every stage, from admission to discharge, the patient is informed about what are his entitlements and how much he has utilized. With this card, family can avail up to 5 lakh rupees cashless seamless treatment, and if the patient is a woman, the financial limit is extended to 10 lakh rupees. Fourth T is time. Because this entire thing is run on a technology-based platform with escalation monitors and alert systems, time is completely maintained. How do we know that how the system is functioning? What is the feedback we get? We use MoSarkar to take feedback from the patients as to how the patients were treated by the private hospitals, whether they were overcharged or whether they are charged for something which is not in the package. All those things are taken as feedback from MoSarkar. I'll give a small example as to how much the scheme has had an impact in people of Odisha's lives. Before the Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana, we had a scheme called Odisha State Treatment Fund, and we also used to use Chief Minister's Relief Fund. Both go hand in hand in helping the poor people to avail facilities, treatment in private hospitals. At that point of time, we were spending about 50 lakhs a month to take care of the patients. When Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana scheme was launched, this increased to 1 crore to 2 crores per month, taking care of about 1,000 to 1,500 patients every month. When Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana Smart Card was launched, with integration of 5T elements, we are able to reimburse 80 to 85 crores a month, and about 50,000 patients are getting benefits of Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana card every month. This is the transformative scale which has happened because of usage of technology, teamwork, transparent procedures and time. Basically the 5T principles of Shri Naveen Patnaik. I gave 3 examples today, one on health sector, education and public service delivery. There are many such examples where transformation targets are fixed, and using the principles of 5T, the state of Odisha tries to achieve the transformation targets. We will have some glimpses of what transformation is happening in various fields. Before we close this presentation, I invite all of you, whenever you have a chance to visit Odisha, we'll meet up and we'll show you some live examples of 5T transformation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for a beautiful presentation. Honestly, I must say this is one of the best presentations that has been shown on our platform ever since our inception. The efficient implementation and transformation of Odisha via 5T will surely be an inspiration of other states and the country, along with our viewers who want to give back to the society and be a part of a change. We hope your blessings and guidance shall guide us for creating even more impactful projects in the future. With this, we move on forward to our next performance by a member of our Tamil Nadu team, Devika Santosh, who shall be giving a dance performance in Kathakali Padam on the song Ajita Hare.
ജനൊന്നു പറയുന്നു വിജയ സാരഥേ സാധു ദ്വിജനൊന്നു പറയുന്നു സുജന സംഗമമേറ്റം സുകൃത നിവഹ സുലഭമദനു നിയതം സുജന സംഗമമേറ്റം സുകൃത നിവഹ സുലഭമദനു നിയതം പലദിനമായി ഞാനു ബലഭദ്രാനുജ നിന്നെ പലദിനമായി ഞാനു ബലഭദ്രാനുജ നിന്നെ നലമോടു കാൺവതിന്നു കളിയല്ലേ രുചിക്കുന്നു കാല വിഷമം കൊണ്ടു കാമോ സാധിച്ചതില്ലേ നീല നീരധവർണ്ണ നീല നീരധവർണ്ണ മൃദുല കമല രുചിര നയന ഹൃഹരേ നീല നീരധവർണ്ണ हरे अजित हरे जय माधव विष्णु अजमुख देव नादा
Thank you, Devika, for a mesmerizing performance. Now, we move on to the second guest of the evening, Mr. Sam Pitroda. Mr. Sam Pitroda is an entrepreneur, investor, and telecommunications engineer from India. He formed India's Telecom Commission and served as its first chairman. As a former advisor to the Prime Minister, as a leader and inventor of technical missions, and as a mentor to all of us, Mr. Pitroda has revolutionized India in every possible way. I would now like to extend an invitation to esteemed Sir, Mr. Sam Pitroda, our principal guest for today, on behalf of entire Youth India family. Hello, sir.
Thank you, Kushi. Thank you.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
And how are you feeling about the event? How are you feeling about being here today? We are honored to have you.
No, thank you for inviting. I'm delighted to have this opportunity. I don't get chance to talk to too many young people. So I'm looking forward to interactions with your team. You do have very useful and exciting agenda. So I look forward to being a part of it.
Thanks a lot, sir. Before moving forward, I'd like to now invite our founder. So we began Youth India with only 4 members. And since then, we have now grown over to a family of more than 7,000 members. So we have Subhankar Nanda with us today. Youth India would not have been feasible without his tremendous amount of hard work and thinking. And we as Youth India team are delighted to be a part of his fantastic team. He has always been service-oriented and has an experience of working on massive projects, leading them to success since school days. He is an exemplary student of IIT Madras and Delhi University. Youth India would not have been possible without his immense hard work. I would now request Subhankar to join in. Hi, Subhankar. How are you?
Hi, Khushi. I'm totally fine. First of all, thank you, sir, for joining today with us. It's indeed an honor that you agreed to grace this occasion. So I would just like to take 2 minutes to say that how I got to know about Mr. Pitroda. Sir, I got to know about you through my uncle, basically. I am also from Odisha. I was born and brought up here in Odisha. So my uncle told me that, do you know, you read this book that is your biography, Thinking Big. And at that time, I was, I guess, 10 or 11 years old. And he told me the story in a gist, and I found it so inspiring at the point of time, because at that age, it was consistently told to us that, like from Odisha, we have to travel to Delhi, Mumbai, or Chennai to study and get a good education, and then again do jobs outside and all that. So it inspired me that such a long ago, you went to US, you created a, like a paradigm shift in India after looking at the problems that are over here. And that kind of inspired me into creating Youth India what it is today. We consistently work on problems which we see right in front of us, and we focus on creating permanent solutions for them. And in every single solution that is implemented through our startups, we focus on technology. And with the technological transformation, only we believe that our startups and our country can grow and our people can grow. So thank you, sir. It is a personal thing for me that you have come here today to grace this occasion, and upon fulfilling 2 years over here at Youth India Foundation. With your words, I think our youth will be inspired to actually carry forward the goals that we have set for ourselves today. Thank you, sir. I would like to welcome you to the dais to start off with the lecture.
Thank you. First of all, it is indeed a privilege, an honor for me to be with you, Subhankar, Thank you for the opportunity. Khushi, thank you for hosting it. As you mentioned, I was born and raised in a small little tribal village in Odisha. In 1942, 80 years ago, that was British Raj then. And I had a wonderful childhood growing up in that community, which was very diverse. At peace, environment was all green, mountains, trees around. Since there were no good schools there, my parents decided to send me to school in Gujarat, went to college in Baroda, and came to America in 1964. I remember I was also young at one time. So my compliment to you for starting Youth India Foundation, giving it a life, and focusing on the energy of the young to build enterprises that affect people, that really change their livelihood, improve their living conditions. So it is indeed a commendable goal. My special compliments to you and all your colleagues for getting together today to celebrate your accomplishments, recognize people who have made a difference, award them, encourage them, and take this journey forward. When I came to America in '64, I had no idea that I would wind up doing what I did. Destiny took me to different places, but the core was entrepreneurship. And that's why I want to talk to you a little bit about startups, entrepreneurship, in particular social entrepreneurship, and the opportunities available to all of you going forward. This is a very complex subject, may require a lot of time to have series of conversations, but I would try my best to give you a glimpse. First of all, entrepreneurs are a special breed of people. They take risk, they travel through path less traveled, they have an imagination, an idea, and they want to take that idea forward in practical life to implement, execute, and create something unique that can build a business. At the end of the day, entrepreneur has to make money, because if you don't make money, you can't scale it. So three important principles from my perspective are one, affordability. Whatever you do has to be affordable for a large number of people. If it is affordable for a handful of people, you will address the market, which is pretty small comparatively, and will solve the problems of a small group of people. If it is affordable, a lot of people will be able to buy it, and you will impact large number of people. Then it has to be scalable. A product may be affordable, but if it is not scalable, you can't reach large number of people. And finally, it has to be sustainable. These are the three fundamental needs that you need to address. Entrepreneur also needs money, right kind of government policies, market, and it is a multidisciplinary activity. It is not about engineering or science. It is also about management, psychology, sociology, aesthetic, design, finance, marketing, sales, human resource development. So you got to be able to deal with lots and lots of issues. One vertical is not good enough. So it is multidisciplinary. Now it is happening faster than ever before because of lots of tools and technology. And it requires a great deal of collaboration. Without collaboration, in isolation, you cannot build companies anymore. So entrepreneur has to be a special kind of a person. And you all are indeed very special because you have proven that you want to be an entrepreneur. You are an entrepreneur. In addition, there are lots of problems to be solved. And there is a need for a large number of entrepreneurs today, mainly because IT offers opportunity to use technology in a very different way. For the first time in the human history, we are all connected. Never happened before. What does this connectivity mean? When I started my work in India, we had 2 million telephones for then 700 million people. Today, in a short span of 35 years, we have 1.5 billion phones. We are a nation of a connected billion, and we generate $180 billion worth of software, services, and export. It has given us global recognition, respect. Our IT people are all over the world. We have built some massive IT companies. And India is recognized as the IT hub for talent in the world. The key is, how do we use this IT to solve the problems of the poor? Unfortunately, best brains in the world are always busy solving problems of the rich, who really don't have problems to solve. As a result, problems of the poor don't get the right talent. So when we talk about socially viable enterprise, we are really looking at solving the problems of the people at the bottom of the economic pyramid. And it is tough because rich people have a lot of money to buy things. They can afford to buy expensive cars, expensive watches, expensive jewelry, expensive clothes. But poor people need a different products and services. And that requires a great deal of challenge. IT today brings about democratization of knowledge, decentralization of implementation, and demonetization of services. IT is also about content, context, and communication. How do we use this new tool And what do you do with the opportunities today to take technology to the doorstep of the poor is the challenge. Invariably, in the past, we have solved the problems of the West. So software export business has been built based on solving problems of the global banks and not Indian cooperatives. I mean cooperative banks. So when I look at the opportunities today, I see whole lot of problems to be solved in green technologies. Technologies related to environment, agriculture, water, energy, health, education. And these are the problems that we need to solve for the people at the bottom of the pyramid. And these are generational challenges, because once in lifetime you get an opportunity to use IT in a very different way to reform education, to reform health delivery, to deliver energy through microgrids, distributed architecture. All of these are very unique ideas. India is a very diverse country. We have large population, huge market, multiple climate zones, fertile soil, large ocean front. And this again gives us big canvas to paint. IT is a starting point. IT is a tool. To me, IT today is pervasive and is no longer one industry. So you take, for example, Delhi. In Delhi, we have huge problem of water quality. I mean, it's air quality, I'm sorry. So you take the pollution in Delhi. And the question to ask is, how do we use satellite imagery? How do we use sensors? How do we monitor air quality? How do we report that these are safe zones? All of this is possible to do it. We know how to do it, but for some reason we have not been able to do it because there is very little political will to solve the problems of the poor. Same with food. You take food technology. Our farming practices have been modernized, and in the process we have ruined our soil. Local microbes are dead. We've used too much of chemical fertilizer. How do we bring back Indian soil where Indian microbes matter? How do we use IT to combine robotics, genetics? And when I talk about IT today, it is not just about software and computers. It is also about big data, analytics, machine learning software, robotics, and a whole lot of things, IoT. IT has also expanded in terms of tools available. Transportation is another area. Ocean is a whole different area for entrepreneurs to explore. Ocean is the biggest resource that has been underexplored for generations. We do see a lot of good ideas in education in India now. We do seem to also focus on health, on smartphones and all that. E-governance is another big area where government has made significant progress, whether it is through Aadhaar, digital payment, Narega, passport electronically delivered, or government forms to be filled electronically. So a lot of progress has been made. But the point is, how do we take this to the poorest of the poor to benefit? And this is the challenge that you all are trying to solve. Governments have a big role to play in simplifying your journey. Entrepreneurs need to be given risk capital, which is a big challenge in India, still remains a big challenge. Simpler rules and regulations. I feel rules and regulations are too complicated in India. The forms to be filled, reporting this, reporting that, is just too complicated. People think it is normal. I can tell you, I have started in America about 25 different companies, even more, mainly small companies. And I've never visited a government office. I don't even know what government office looks like. Requirements are very simple for directors, reporting. And government really need to provide a lot more flexibility to startups. You cannot have startups doing the same thing that even a small or medium scale enterprise does. Because it takes 3-4 years for a startup to get to a level of small enterprise, then medium enterprise. Only few grow very fast. So governments do have a major role to play in facilitating training, providing capital, simplifying procedure. That needs new thinking in the government to have a separate category called startups and not lump them with small scale industry. Hopefully a lot of this will happen. The key though is young entrepreneur. Key is the young fellow, young girl, young team that dreams of an idea, gives shape to that idea, maybe file a patent to get intellectual property, then develop a little prototype, try it out on potential buyers to make sure that there is somebody who is willing to pay for it and pay more than what it takes you to make it. Then only there is profit. So this key to success is someone going to buy? Will they pay more than what it cost you to make one? And will a lot of other people also buy? Then you have a market. Many times you have a great idea. You think everybody will buy it. But in reality, people don't want to buy that. So a lot of young people come to me and say, I have a great idea, but I can't sell. And I tell them, since you can't sell, you don't have a good idea. Accept it. Or educate people. Convince them that it is worth buying your product, investing in buying it so they will benefit. So you got to be very clear about what are you making, for whom are you making, why would they buy it, what problem you are trying to solve. That's the starting point. If you're not clear on the problem you are trying to solve, you are not going to build a business. Again, entrepreneurship also a little bit about trial and error. What you start with is not what you end up with. And what you end up with may be just an entry point and not an end point. So you start with an idea. Then once you go to market, talk to customers and find technology and say, oh, this is not exactly what I want something else. Then you build it, you sell only 50 of those. And then you modify again, and then you sell 500 of those. Then you do something else and you say maybe 5,000 of those. The key is to be always positive, fighting the system, learning the rope, trying new things, experimenting with it, and in the process, innovate. If you don't innovate, you won't solve a problem differently. And these are very complex challenges. No one teaches you this sometimes. You learn it on your own by making your own mistakes. You can observe, you can read, you can learn from others, but then you may wind up making different mistakes and not the same mistakes that I made. So be prepared to fail. Failure is a very sort of negative thing in many societies. But the difference between failure and success is very small. It is just on the other side is a success. On this side is failure. So don't be afraid to fail. If you fail once, doesn't mean anything. Try it again. Because normally, only 2 or 3 out of 10 businesses that you start make it. So understand that ratio. That if you start 10 businesses, 3 will succeed and 7 will fail. Or 8 will fail and 2 will succeed. And there is nothing wrong in failing, because failure teaches you a lesson that will give you much better clarity going forward. So I would say journey of an entrepreneur is very special. Role of government is to help you. Role of the society is to give you problems to solve. And there are lots of problems to solve. Believe me. Every time I look at a problem and I say, there is a way to do it differently. You can make it simple. You can do it faster. You can do it cheaper. You can improve productivity, efficiency, reduce cost. Or you can bring a paradigm shift in thinking. You look at education. For some reason, we all decided that it should take 4 years to get a degree. Why does it take 4 years to get a degree? Why can't it be done in 2 years, 2.5 years? Why don't I make somebody a self-learner through IT? And maybe you don't need a degree. What does it really take to get a job? When we get out of a college, are we equipped to work as a team player? Do we have communication skill, writing skill? Do we have the soft tools that we need to work in modern work environment? And these are all opportunities. You look at your day from the time you get up to the time you go to bed. What you did, how could you do it better? And you will find opportunities. Don't let anybody tell you that there aren't opportunities. There are millions of opportunities lying right in front of your eyes. The question is, are you capable of grabbing it, solving it, and building a business out of it? So I would say what you all have started, what Subhankar and his team have started, is a very noble thing to do in India. We need young entrepreneurs to create jobs and not take jobs away. Because if you graduate with good education and if you are looking for a job, you are taking something away from somebody. If you are creating jobs, you are giving opportunities to others. And entrepreneurship is all about creating jobs. Small-scale industries create more jobs than big industries. So I would say the journey that you start as an entrepreneur is very noble, very important, very rewarding. And I encourage you all to continue on your journey. Don't give up. And there are lots of problems to be solved. Go solve the problems of India, problems of the people at the bottom of the economic pyramid, problems in rural areas, challenges of the farmers, challenges related to water, sanitation, explore ocean, improve food chain. All of these are great things to do. And we need young talent to address these problems. With this, I want to thank Subhankar and Khushi for giving me this opportunity. And I'll be happy to interact with you and answer questions. Thank you.
Sir, for this evening, we'd want to open the floor to the questions from a patient audience. So
Please.
from Pan India, we have various people who will be asking questions to you one by one. I would like the audience also to interact with us in the comment section. And one by one, I would like to invite those people. For question one, we have Sanskriti. Sanskriti, I would request you to join in quickly.
Yeah, hello, sir. First of all,
How
it's
are you?
my greatest pleasure to have you in front of me today. My question to you would be, what is the skill in today's scenario that you think is the most required one?
Say it again. What is the scale?
Yeah, what is the skill in today's scenario do you think is the most required one?
I don't quite understand your question. Okay. In today's
sir.
political scenario, business
No, sir,
scenario,
in
what?
okay, the skill, the one skill that you think is the most required one in today's
the skill.
youth or people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Sorry. I missed the skill word. Okay. I don't think there is one skill. It is the combination of skills that you require. Okay. Because you are dealing with multidisciplinary activity. Okay. So you need discipline. You need analytical ability. You need creativity. You need ability to communicate, collaborate, co-create. You need, according to me, moral and ethics. You need problem-solving skills. There is no one skill. And you need different skills at different steps. When you are interviewing somebody, you need one set of skills. When you are marketing, you need another set of skills. When you are designing a product, you need third set of skills. When you are evaluating a project or product, you need another set of skills. So there is no quick solution. You see, all young people want quick fix, instant gratification. There is no such thing. And you learn your own skills. But if you are open to criticism, then you learn better. So I would say there is no one skill. Sorry about that.
Absolutely, sir. I agree to what you say. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think that will help me in my life a lot. Thank you so much.
You got to learn from everybody. From your mom, from your teacher, from your neighbor, from your brother, from your enemy, just walking on the street. You got to learn by observations. And so that's an interesting thing. That's a good thing. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should try that. I'm still learning at 80. I'm learning from my grandchildren. Okay. So life is full of opportunities to learn. The question is, most of the people stop learning very early and say, I don't want to change. Change is the only thing that is constant. You got to change all the time. And that's what your journey is all about as an entrepreneur. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanskriti. For the next question, we have Sanoj joining in. Sanoj, you can quickly join in.
Hello? I can't hear you.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. So my name is Sanoj Nair. I am the HR Director for the state of Maharashtra. I'm currently pursuing BMS from SIS College of Commerce and Economics. So my question to you, sir, is who was your role model when you were of our age?
I had two role models in my life. Okay. You must remember I was born in 1942. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
My role models were Mahatma Gandhi, because as a little boy in the school, we looked up to Gandhiji.
Oh.
And not Gandhiji that meant just father of a nation. Gandhiji that meant to us truth and absolute truth, trust, love, inclusion, diversity, democracy, freedom. These were very important words in our life. That was the core of our thinking.
Yeah.
That everybody is equal. Respect women, respect minority, love them, care for them. It was inbuilt. And nobody had to teach us that.
Yeah.
Okay, truth was very important. Truth and always truth. I cannot imagine a situation in my life where I had to lie. In 80 years. Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
So that was one hero. The other hero was Einstein. I was a student of physics. I did my BSc in physics, master's in physics. And to me, he was amazing because he could just imagine things with paper and pencil that no one could even comprehend.
Yes.
And he could connect things that would take 50 years for people to prove.
Yes, sir.
And he could visualize it. So from Gandhi, I learned the power of character. I have no skeletons in the closet. I can give you all my income tax form for last 50 years. Nobody can ever say I did this wrong. Okay. No question. Because that's what Gandhi taught me. And Einstein taught me to dream big. Imagine. Okay. Those two were my heroes. My heroes were not about making money. My heroes were not industrialists, entrepreneurs.
Yes, sir.
Okay. My heroes were based on character and imagination.
Imagination. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for answering that question.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sanoj.
Yeah.
So for the next question, I have a question from the audience, which says that in the midst of focusing on tasks and goals that people usually forget in the basic team structure or while they're working in a team, what are the minimalistic things or what are the basic things that they should concentrate upon when they are working in a team?
You've got to focus on giving respect to other person, to other ideas, to different way of doing things. My way or highway is not the answer. Another thing I've learned in India in a hard way is that criticizing idea is different from criticizing you. If I criticize Kushi's idea, that doesn't mean I'm criticizing Kushi. Because Kushi may have a bad idea today and may have a wonderful idea tomorrow. People in India get confused. And when you criticize their idea, they think you are criticizing them. So teamwork requires a lot of understanding of team dynamics. We are indeed hierarchical and feudal in our mindset. Teamwork requires egalitarian approach. A young person can have very good idea, and a senior experienced person could have a bad idea. You can't assume that somebody who is experienced and senior and highly accomplished will always have good idea. If you have a Nobel laureate in one of your teams, that doesn't mean Nobel laureate will always have good idea. They may have a bad idea once in a while. And you should be able to say, that's bad, that doesn't work. But look at that 22-year-old young girl. Her idea is the best. That's okay. So I think that's important in teamwork.
All right. Thanks a lot, sir. We have two more questions for us. I think Dhwani will be joining in for the fourth question. So Dhwani, quickly join in.
Hi, Dhwani.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dhwani, and I'm the All Societies Marketing Head for the state of Maharashtra. Currently in my first year, I'm studying from Symbiosis Institute of Computer Studies and Research. Sir, my question for you was, what is your vision for India for the year 2030?
Well, I'm very worried about India. I'm very worried about India because of three things. One, we have polarized politics, which focuses on religion, which I do not approve of at all. Okay. To me, I don't want to know your religion. I don't care. Okay. That's your personal thing. As a result, we have built a system which is becoming non-democratic. Our institutions are captured. Judiciary follows government lines. Universities teach things that they shouldn't be teaching because government says religion is important. Okay. So our media only gives one side of the story on the party line because they get advertisement from government. So our institutions have crumbled. Our civil society is systematically killed by all kinds of allegations, corruption, money laundering, all this crap. Okay. We have lost scientific mindset. When people believe that by drinking cow's urine, you can fix this problem, you got something wrong in the society. You have lost your mind almost, that you are not following science. So when your institutions are captured, civil society is undermined and scientific mindset is eroded, you have an alarm that you got to pay attention to. And I worry that our young don't resist. Our young join this bandwagon. Our young don't realize that their future is at stake. And people lie, and government lies and cheat. All kinds of people who talk about anti-corruption are themselves corrupt. Okay. And they get hearing on media and they attack each other. There is no decency left in our dialogue. Okay. So I'm worried about India very much. And I'm worried that young people don't speak up. They go with the crowd. They like what is going on. Okay. You cannot build a modern nation without inclusion, democracy, justice, equality. Look at how we treat our women. How can you tolerate that? You know? And this is 2022. My generation 80 years ago knew how to treat women well. Okay. And people go with it. Okay. I mean, I know about, people who come out on the street and beat others because on Valentine's Day you gave flower to somebody. Come on, that's your option. Who are you to tell me what to do and what not to do? And that's considered normal. And they can get away with beating some young people. And it's okay, they think. I worry about that society. To me, these are very important indicators that we are on wrong track. But then it is tutu meme. You did this, you did that, I did it in 1981, you did this in 1732, or it just goes on and on. It's all lies. You cannot have civilized conversation anymore. I see on the television once in a while. And you know that these people are just arguing for nothing. To have a civilized conversation, I must respect you. I must respect your view. I don't need to fight with you. We may have different ideas, that's okay. But we can still be friends. That is lost. It is always discrimination. You are in this group, I'm in that group. Okay? You don't build modern nation with that. And I really, really worry about India. Enough said. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dhwani, for joining in. For the last question, sir, I want to ask you that we all know that you have been the advisor to Indian Prime Minister. So how was your experience there?
Very good. Very good. I worked with many prime ministers, but two for a long period of time. Rajiv Gandhi for almost a decade, directly, indirectly, and Dr. Manmohan Singh for a decade. But then when Rajiv Gandhi died, I ended up working for VP Singh, continued. Then I worked for Chandrasekhar, continued. Then worked for Narasimha Rao, then Devi Gowda, and then finally Gujral. And Gujral, who was a friend, I said, look, I got to quit. I'm not doing anything for the last 4 or 5 years. So then I finally quit. Didn't do anything. Came back to America and did, all the things that I needed to do to put my house in order. And then when Manmohan Singh became Prime Minister, I came back again. And then when we lost government, I gave up. So I had an opportunity to work with several prime ministers. They were all good to me, I must say. They were very generous. They were easy to work with. Nobody harassed me. Nobody bothered me. I enjoyed working with them. and they were very kind.
We will now move forward with the award distribution ceremony. I'll announce the award categories and the winners one by one. Sir, you're more than welcome to interact with them. The first category is the best state member, and I would like the nominees to join in first.
Hi, Dhwani. Good to
Hi,
see you again.
Dhwani. Hi, Yasha.
Hi, Yasha.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Yasha. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Good, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To both
So
of you.
the award for best state member goes to Dhwani Parekh. Dhwani, congratulations to you.
Thank
Good.
you so much.
All the best to you, Yasha.
Thank you.
And what is Yasha's award for?
Yasha was the nominee, sir. Both of them are the nominees. Dhwani won.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining in, both of you.
Thank you so much.
The next award is for Best Society, and nominees quickly join in.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Adit.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good.
Hello, both of you. I would now announce the winner. So the winner is Youth India St. Andrews, CICSR. Who's heading that?
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you, Adit.
Thank you.
All the best, Anna.
Thank you, Anna. Good.
For the next category, we have Best State Department. We'll be having the head join in because I'll be already announcing the winner. We have the HR department as the winner. So I would like the leader to quickly join in.
Hello.
Hi, Sanskriti.
Hi.
Hi, sir.
Good to see you again.
Hello, sir.
Congratulations to you, Sanskriti. You won the award.
Congratulations. Good,
So
good.
it's an honor to receive it from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
The next award is for Best State IT Team. If we have the nominees, they can quickly join in. All right, so we have the winner, which is UP team.
Good.
Avantika, you're here?
Yes,
Yes, Avantika, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Good.
Congratulations, Avantika.
Thank you.
Where are you based, Avantika? Where are you? Are you in Mumbai?
Sir, I am from UP Lucknow.
But where are you right now?
Sir, I'm from Lucknow and I'm a president of Youth UP.
Okay, so you live in Lucknow.
Ji, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Avantika.
Thank you, Khushi. Thank you.
For the next award, I'll be directly announcing the winner. And the category is Best Society IT Team. And we have BCAC as the winner of the Society IT Team. The leaders quickly join in.
I think they're experiencing some trouble.
No problem.
Get them to join as soon as they can.
Or we can move on to the next one and they can come later.
Well, this is the last award.
Okay, good.
Should we wait for them then?
They were actually based out throughout the country, so I guess, like the internet connectivity differs.
They're here. They're here.
Good. Hi, Vinay. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I am good. How are you?
Where are you?
I am in Delhi at my flat.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir, for the award. I am very privileged to receive the award from you.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm up for the future as well.
Hi, Daksh.
Hi, sir. It has been a really honorable thing to meet you.
Thank you.
Never
And where are
imagined this
you?
interaction would be
Are you
possible.
also in Delhi?
Yes, sir. I'm in Delhi. I am studying in Delhi College of Arts and Commerce, and I have been associated with youth as the president of UTCSA.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you, Khushi.
Thank you so much.
Good.
I would now proceed towards the inauguration of our new initiative, Youth India IT Solutions. Before I tell you about the initiative, I would like to invite Mr. Karan Andwani, the leader and director of Youth India IT Solutions. He is a fourth year student of BTech CSC, who is a talented coder and a web developer. IT Solutions is definitely in the right hands under his commendable leadership. Karan, can you join us, please?
Thank you so much, Khushi, for that amazing introduction. Firstly, sir, it's an honor to be here with you.
Thank you.
I don't think there would be a better person to inaugurate such a wonderful initiative taken by Youth India Foundation. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Welcome.
Thank you, Karan. Before I go ahead and explain the entire initiative, I would like Subhankar also to join us back.
Yes, Naveen.
Yeah. So, with the inauguration, Youth India is bringing forward an IT initiative that focuses on providing IT services applications and solutions to the small scale industries and MSMEs. So, it will basically increase the digital transformation throughout India, and it will make our industries more digitized. So, through this digitalization, we want to fuel economic growth at the grassroots level. And who better to inaugurate it than Mr. Pitroda, who is known as the father of IT revolution. So it's an honor for us to have inaugurated the IT solution. So I would like you to formally inaugurate it.
Well, I formally have the opportunity to inaugurate your IT center. Congratulations. Just tell me a little bit about what does it do?
Subhankar, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, sir. So, sir, consistently, as you talked about, India has created really, really huge enterprises in IT. But consistently, what we are seeing is that if I look at a tea stall just in front of my house, it is not digitized. If it is digitized, maybe through the data that they're collecting, maybe they'll be able to take better decisions. So, taking these small points only, we are trying to create small digital packages which is affordable for them. As you said, three things: affordable, scalable, sustainable. I keep repeating it to my team. That's why I was smiling, because I have been repeating it for the last 2 years. Similarly, another thing is towards cloud transformation, which we are focusing on. And consistently in the government as well, right now we are working on creating a progressive web application for the land revenue management as well, through a coordinate mapping system, so that we can handle the land revenue better, because as you already know, in our government, the land revenue is a big part of the revenue receipts. So consistently, we're trying to tackle such issues and trying to bring about these kind of solutions to the public.
Thank you.
So congratulations to the entire family of Youth India Foundation. We have formally inaugurated the initiative today. Sir, it was great having you. And before you leave, I would like Karan Andwani, the IT director, to give you a vote of thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khushi. Okay, so let me just preface this by thanking you once again for taking the time to attend this event. It is inspiring to have such a venerated person inaugurate Youth India IT Solutions. And it is truly an honor and a privilege, sir, to share a stage with you. You exemplify the person I hope to become one day. And if only a fraction of it even. So even a trivial thing such as attending an event hosted by young entrepreneurs really speaks volumes about your kind character. Secondly, I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Subhankar sir for having the vision to bring together the youth of India and creating this organization, and also having the determination to see it through to the position that Youth India Foundation enjoys currently. And I don't think we can truly celebrate Youth India Foundation without celebrating the youth itself. So throughout the past 2 years, in fact, the family at Youth India has been working tirelessly through all obstacles as we find ourselves in the most grim situation or the most grim worldwide condition in a long time. So we are struggling with all these obstacles, professional or personal, and yet people find the time, the youth find the time to come together and make things matter, make their progress matter. Finally, I'd like to thank all of the people involved in this event, directly or indirectly, for organizing such a wonderful event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you,
was my
sir.
grandson. That was my grandson, you know. He has to talk to me 3 times a day. He has to talk to me before he goes to school, after he comes back from school, and before he goes to bed. So I promise him I'll call back. But thank you very much for the opportunity, Subhankar.
Yes.
Thank you, Khushi. And thank you, everybody. I really appreciate the opportunity you've given to me. Wish you all the best. And if you get chance, look at this book recently I've written on redesigning the world. It will give an idea of the world we live in and the world we need to create. Okay. With this, thanks everybody.
Thanks a lot, sir. It was great having you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Youth India Foundation has successfully brought together a panel of influential individuals from a myriad industries to discuss the importance of youth leadership in achieving maximum impact. Now is the moment to position oneself for life choices. It's critical that young people are ready for a change. YIF gives you a place to contemplate and model ideas, as well as the opportunity to put them to work in action. Only if we believe in ourselves can the youth truly achieve incredible changes. There will be always development, improvement, and hardship. All you have to do is to take it all in and do the right thing. Continue to grow and live in the moment. We have accomplished a lot in a short duration of 2 years, and we have all gained a lot as well. I know I've had a great time today, and I hope you have had a good evening as well. Thank you once again, Mr. V.K. Pandian and Mr. Sam Pitroda, for taking time out of their busy schedules and to be a part of this event. I'm especially thankful to Mr. Subhankar Nanda for his cordial joining. It was really engaging for all of us. I also express my gratitude to the participants and each and every one who explicitly and implicitly made this event possible by becoming a part of it. On behalf of Youth India Foundation, I am grateful to all of you for joining us for this wonderful event and being a lovely audience. Much obliged to all for being such a fantastic audience as well. For this evening, here is your host signing off. We'll see you all very soon.